What is going on, everybody? And welcome back to JUJUTSU Kaisen Season 3. And today, we are diving into Episode 9. And based off of what happened in Episode 8, it looks like in this episode, we're going to see a nice little showdown between Yuji and Higuruma, or how do we say his name. I'm very intrigued to see how this is going to go, because I think this is only like I think the second time I've seen now a Jujutsu sorcerer that's actually using how do you say this, Shikigami or whatever, like Megami has. So I'm curious to see how this goes down, and I feel like this is gonna be a really fun fight. I feel like this might be the best one that we have the entire season so far. So I'm excited to dive into this. I don't waste any more time. So let's do this thing. Here we go.
領域展開中伏獅子
Deadly Sensei.
領域
That's good.
術式を発動する前に倒す。
ここではあらゆる暴力行為は禁止されている。お互いにな。
お互い。
ああ、すまない。
A fight where violence is not possible? What kind of jujutsu sorcery is this? This might be a very weird battle, actually, instead of a really cool one. I don't know. Okay.
言葉の暴力は別だ。ジャッジマン、始めてくれ。
Huh?
虎杖雄二は18歳未満にもかかわらず2017年7月16日宮城県仙台市のパチンコ店マジベガスに客として入店した疑いがある。
What?
あいや
ジャッジマンは領域内のものの全てを知っている。だが心配するな。俺にその情報は共有されない。判決はあくまで我々二人の主張をもとに下される。この証拠を除いてな。
いつの間に。
これはジャッジマンから提出された本件の証拠。これは必ずしも君の疑いを確定するものではない。内容を君に教える気はない。その上でこれから君は言い分を述べ、疑いを晴らし、ジャッジマンから無罪を勝ち取らねばならない。
裁判の術式。あのバッジ、弁護士ってマジだったのか。やってること検察っぽくねえか。日車は現代人だけど、この領域は天元様が言っていた。
領域は昔の術師にとって今よりもずっとスタンダードな技術だったんだ。その理由として現在の領域に多い必中必殺の必殺の部分を省いていたからだ。領域内の対象に自身の術式を必中させる。これが昔の一般的な領域の性能だ。
You'll lose if you go out of bounds. Same if anything else. Or same if anything, but your souls touches the ground. Huh? Seriously? That's funny. Using the like sumo wrestlers as like an example of this. That's fun. Nice.
これが昔の一般的な領域の性能だ。必殺にこだわるあまり領域を構築する条件のハードルが上がり、領域はより高度な技術に。そして使い手が減少した。
つまりこの領域は必殺でないことや、俺に物理的に危害を加えないこと、さらにある程度ルールを説明するという縛りで成り立っている。
So I'm trying to understand if he's using a domain expansion that doesn't even involve violence or I guess even like physical like damage, if you will, to the opponent, how is he killed over like 20 something different people as a player, if you will, and gotten his points? I mean, I this is very different than any fight I've ever seen in this entire anime. Very weird, but also I'm very intrigued. So let's keep going.
するという縛りで成り立っている。
陳述のチャンスは一度だ。これもお互いにな。君の後に俺も一度だけこの証拠を踏まえ反論させてもらい、
Okay.
最後にジャッジマンが六法に基づき判決を下す。
Okay.
有罪になったらどうなんの？
残念ながらその質問に説明責任はない。代わりと言ってはなんだが、これだけは教えておく。君の選択肢は3つ。
Okay.
黙秘、自白、否認。そして否認には虚偽陳述も含まれる。
Okay.
嘘でもいいってこと？裁判なのに？
皆真実を述べるなら裁判など必要ない。
It's actually true. Very, very good
さ
point.
あ、言い訳しろ。
Very good point.
ジャッジマンの気は長くないぞ。
俺は実際そのパチ屋に行ってるし、しっかり遊んで、なんなら勝った気もする。無罪を主張するには嘘をつくことは避けられない。そうなると考えなきゃなんないのは当然あの証拠の中身。
これは必ずしも君の疑いを確定するものではない。
1、もし証拠がパチ屋への入店を裏付けられないスカなら黙秘か否認でいいわけだ。ノー。2、証拠が入店のみを裏付けるものなら酌量の余地のある言い訳にかける。トイレをね、借りたんですよ。でも証拠が1のスカなら入店を認めることになるから墓穴を掘ることになるかも。3、証拠が入店だけじゃなく遊戯も裏付けるものだった場合、ほぼ罪。反省。自白して罪が軽くなることにかける。そもそもこの裁判に重い軽いがあんのか？俺はパチンコ店マジベガスに入店したが、急な便意でやむを得ずトイレを借りただけだ。
そうか。
3は捨てる。情状酌量なんてものがこれにあんのかわからんけど、これが一番印象がいい気がする。
では俺の番だな。これは本件当日マジベガス付近の古物商。
あ、
言ってしまえば監禁所の防犯カメラのキャプチャだ。
Oh.
人相背格好すべて虎杖裕二本人と見てそういないな。入店を認めた今、このキャプチャを見る限りトイレ云々は信じるに値しない。やはり虎杖は18歳未満でありながら遊戯目的で入店したと見られる。
それは何罪？
店は明示的に18歳未満の入店を拒否しているから建造物侵入罪だ。刑法130条。風営法では未成年自身は処罰されないからな。
ずるだろそんなん。どう言い訳しても意味ねえじゃんか。3だったのか。
何を言っている？賭博が禁じられている日本では店と監禁所は別の法人だ。複数店でシェアしている場合もある。そして問われているのはあくまでマジベガスに対する入店のみだ。
Well, here's the thing, though. Technically, if we're gonna go by about this in a very, lawyer court system type of way, technically he could have gone in there. If we're gonna go with this lie he's going for, technically he could have gone in there and went in to take a poop, as he said, very, very specifically, and then the only reason he did the cash exchange is because maybe he needed money to take a bus home because he's 17 at the time, so maybe he doesn't have a driver's license yet, so he maybe doesn't have the ability to drive, so maybe he was trying to take a bus or get a taxi to get home. So that's why he needed the money. So maybe he could go about with that. But it kind of seems like he's kind of already giving himself away here. Not to mention he's going up against the fact that not only is he a jujutsu sorcerer, but he was also a previous lawyer. So it's not like he's pretending to be a lawyer. He was a lawyer. So it's not like the lawyer thing about him is just through the main expansion. It's like he actually lived it. So I don't know, Yuji. I don't know what's coming for you here if your verdict is guilty. Let's see.
そして問われているのはあくまでマジベガスに対する入店のみだ。
Okay.
君はただそんな店知らないと容疑を否認すればよかったんだ。
Oh.
いや、判決はまだだったな。
Guilty. Confiscation.
元の空間に戻った。有罪になっちまったが、特に変化。
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Okay. How did it get bigger? Oh my god.
この傷地、自在に出したり消したりできる上、大きさも変えられるのか。いや。
Okay, so I guess that if you're guilty, that is what leads to death, apparently, in an actual fight. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen here. Okay. Holy moly.
いや、それより丈夫だな。それが取り柄なもんで。重力が寝れない。
Oh, he can't control his cursed energy. That's not good.
収集59期岩手弁護士会所属日車ひろみ36歳 T 大法学部受験法科大学院導入前の旧司法試験などあらゆる難関をストレートで通過日車にとってそれらは必要な知識を入力し必要なだけ出力する簡単な作業だった天才火車を知ったボンプはささやくだが彼の中で最も光る原石は呪術師としての才能だった領域がデフォルトで備わった自らの術式を解明することで結界術の基礎も同時に習得
I'm not supposed to be paying
結界
attention
術
to
から
Tengen
逆
because
算
I'm
する
mostly
形
playing
で呪力操作による強化術の勘をつかみ術式開花から12日間で一級術師と比べても遜色のないレベルまで成長コロニー侵入前に数多くの呪霊を退け20人以上のプレイヤーを返り討ちにするに至る
Whoa! Oh! Oh my gosh, Yuji! Oh my gosh! Holy crap, you're an animal! Oh! Oh, now he's got more than one? What the fuck? He's like firing him off like a fucking gun! Holy crap!
重力が寝れなくなっているのか
あんたがやったんだろ
没収のペナルティは一時的に術式の使用を不可能にするものだ
Ah.
察するにお前は術式を持っていなかっただからペナルティが呪力の使用不可に変わったのだろう
Oh, I read that wrong. Oh, wait. What was it? The penalty of
没収の
confiscation.
ペナルティは一時的に
Oh, it blocks one's curse technique. Oh. Yeah, so Yuji doesn't have a cursed technique, so it must have instead blocked his cursed energy. Okay, yeah, I always forgot about that. Like, cursed technique versus cursed energies. A little bit different. Okay.
術式の使用を不可能にするものだ。察するにお前は術式を持っていなかった。だからペナルティが呪力の使用不可に変わったのだろう。ちなみに没収は本来不可形でそれ単体で課されることはない。自分で言ってて恐ろしいよ。なぜ呪力なしで俺と対等に渡り合える。 呪
He's
術師としてではなく
Yuji Itadori, that's why. Duh.
生物としての強度が恐ろしく高いのか。術師は術式が使用できなくなると基礎的な呪力操作もグダグダになることが多い。長年の勘が鈍るのだろう。それより不利な完全な呪力の使用不可。その状態でここまで戦えている事実。波の連中なら初めの一撃で勝負は決していた。油断すれば足をすくわれる。全力で潰す。
Jeez. Hello, he's here.
すごいな。
壊れない人形を相手にしているようだ。
やばい。いつまで続くんだ。呪力、早く呪力を。こんだけの能力だ。何か火車にとって無理な要素があるんじゃねえか。考えろ。裁判の術式。裁判。ヒルマやり直せ。もう一回だ。
Wow, I can't believe that worked.
気づいたか。
二神ってやつだよな。
ジャッジマンに有罪を言い渡され、ペナルティを課された対象は罪を認めない限り2回まで裁判のやり直しを請求できる。
Okay.
ジャッジマンがこれを断ることはない。
Interesting.
ほら、もう一回。
虎杖裕二は2018年10月31日渋谷にて大量殺人を犯した疑いが。
Oh, uh-oh.
ああ、俺が殺した。これは嘘でも否定でもない。
Huh?
Guilty! Confiscation! Death penalty!
Yuji, what are you doing here?
日車くん。
吉沢さん、起案なら先ほど提出しました。
ああ、違う。
But Yuji, why would you admit to killing them when it wasn't you? It was Sukuna. You weren't the one who did it. Although he must have something. He must have figured something out. Or he's trying something here. I don't know. This is interesting.
書面は見たよ。素晴らしい。そのまま判決として使えるくらいだ。君は確か検察官か弁護士を志望していたね。
はい。
どうかな。裁判官を目指してみないか。
Oh, interesting.
ジャッジマンから課される最も重い罰、コンフィスケーションを付加されたデスペナルティ。
Oh.
コンフィスケーションにより術式、 虎杖の場合、呪力の使用が不可能な状態で、火車に処刑人の剣が与えられる。処刑人の剣に切られた者は例外なく必ず死に至る。
Yuji, what have you done?
人の心に寄り添う。それは人の弱さを理解するということだ。被害者の弱さ、加害者の弱さ。毎日毎日毎日ずっと食傷だった。
This is actually kind of cool. I like that there's one light kind of glowing to represent Yuji, the other light represents him, and even then, like, you can kind of see like he has more of this almost like blue tint to his character, whereas his is more this like weird offset, like kind of forest green, kind of representing him. So it's kind of cool. It's almost like how like each almost like sorcerer has like their own like light, if you will, in a way, which we kind of saw before, I think, with some of the different sorcerers, but I can't remember what episode that would have been. But it's kind of cool that like it's almost like, you know, the idea of like red sometimes represents evil, and like white or blue or something like that represents good. Almost like, you know, if we look at Star Wars, like blue lightsabers were good, or like usually meaning good, or green for that matter, and then red almost always, yeah, pretty much always represented evil. So it's kind of cool how they kind of have that light simulation here in Jujutsu Kaisen, how do you say it? It's cool.
醜い。他人に歩み寄るたび、そう思うようになってしまった。君もだ、虎杖。人は皆弱く醜い。お前がどんなに高潔な魂を望もうとも、その先には何もない。目の前の闇はただの闇だ。明かりを灯したところでまた眩しい虚無が広がっている。すみません、自分は裁判官にはなりません。
そうか、一応理由を聞こうか。
人は皆弱く醜い。出世に興味のない自分には向いていません。だがあの時は、少なくともあの時までは他の生物にはないその汚れこそ尊ぶべきだと思っていたんだ。なぜだ、虎杖裕二、なぜ罪を認めた。
ジャッジマンから提出された証拠の情報は開封前から術師本人には共有される。
提出された証拠は君の中に救う悪魔スクナについて。
Well, he knows about
お
Sukuna.
前は殺してない。なぜだ、なぜ。
Oh, got him.
おい、
Damn. Yuji's strong as
39
fuck.
章1項だ。辨識能力と制御能力、いずれかが欠けていると心神喪失となる。
I see what he did. So it was a false admitting, or whatever you want to say it. A false, like, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's like a false admission that he said that he did it, but he obviously knows he didn't do it because it was actually tied to Sukuna who did it. So he wrongfully admitted himself to being guilty for something that he wasn't actually guilty for. So it kind of messed up his, I think, technique in a way. I don't know. Let me see. Let me go back and see here again. Okay, not go far enough back. Let me try this again. Okay, here we go.
虎杖裕二、なぜ罪を認めた。
ジャッジマンから提出された証拠の情報は開封前
Oh. So the evidence that the judge man has is shared with the sorcerer before it is even opened. So Yuji knew what was probably in that envelope already.
か
Okay.
ら術師本人には共有される。
提出された証拠
The
は
evidence he
君の
provided
中に
was
救
about
う
the
悪
demon
魔
harbored inside
ス
you.
クナについて
Ah. Okay, so the evidence that the judge man had was about Sukuna. So I see it's why he did that. I think because if he admitted no, because if he would have said no, I didn't do that. Oh, would he be if he said that he didn't do it, would that have been him technically telling the truth? Because then the evidence would have said, oh no, Sukuna did it. So you just lied and said that you... No, I don't understand. I'm not sure why that worked in his favor. I don't know. That's interesting.
証拠は君の中に救う悪魔スクナについてお前は殺してないなぜだなぜ
Yeah, it made his sword disappear. All of a sudden. So it's like it messed up his technique. Interesting.
おい
刑法39条1項だ面識能力と制御能力いずれかが欠けていると心神喪失となる渋谷での君はスクナに肉体を乗っ取られていた
Yes.
なんでスクナのこと。
つまり制御能力がなかった自発的に制御能力を放棄したわけでもないつまり無罪だ君に
Aha.
罪はない
でもやっぱり俺のせいだ。俺が弱いせいだ。
そうか
日車、なんでさっき術式を解いたんだ。
初心に帰った虎杖お前のような弱さを持つ人間がまだまだいるのかもしれん服を着ろそして座れ100点をやる
Oh.
虎杖自分の意志で人を殺めたことはあるか
あるよ。
そうか
Wow.
最悪の気分だったろ
Wow. That was actually really fun. It was, I think that what made it so fun, I think it's because it was such an out of the ordinary type of fight, I feel like. Whereas like normally, I mean, yes, there was still a lot of action with him trying to beat the shit out of him with his hammer, but it was interesting how like the violence can only ensue if the person he's fighting is charged guilty of what that person he's fighting did. So it's cool that, and also kind of more terrifying that he has a domain that knows almost every single thing that the person he's fighting up against is guilty of. But also, the thing is, like, how it's because it was saying the judgment reveals to the sorcerer what is in the envelope before they even can say their verdict, or I guess their testimony or whatever. So why did he not know what the picture was inside the envelope the first time they did it? But it's almost like he's acting like he did know it the second time. Or maybe he knew to play almost like reverse psychology and say, okay, if I admit to a false crime and then they do convict me, they convicted me of something I actually didn't do. And so it would eliminate my actual verdict or guilty verdict. So that's maybe why it worked the second time. Because he figured out how to go against his domain expansion. Which ultimately led to, obviously, that's why the sword disappeared, because he wasn't actually found guilty. And that's how he landed the punch on him and whatnot. But it's really cool that actually he's going to get the 100 points now. So I'm curious to see what that's going to do for us in the next episode. Because technically he got the 100 points he needs now. So does that mean that Megami is going to... Well, no, because Megami was also looking for him. So now the biggest thing now is Yuji needs to try to find Megami so that he can say, hey, I got the 100 points. We're good now. And the question is now, are they going to go try to find Kashimio? Or how you say his name. Because the problem with him is that he's the one who wants to kill Yuji. Because we saw a glimpse of him, I think, at the end of what, episode 6, 7? Something like that. So talking to him might be a little bit more difficult. So I don't know if they're going to go for trying to get the 200 points, or they're going to be like, hey, we got 100. Let's at least just work with this and go from there. So I don't know. We'll see. Because we only have, I think, 3 more episodes left of this season. Because I think they're doing 12 episodes, if I remember seeing correctly somewhere. And this was obviously number 9. So, I mean, I know this is the first part of the calling game. So, obviously, there's going to be a part 2 season probably for season 4. But I'm curious to see where they're going to leave us off at with this season. Because I'm assuming probably a lot of the like true action and craziness, if you will, is probably coming... And like probably rescuing like Gojo and stuff like that is probably going to be in season 4 with Calling Games probably part 2 is what I'm assuming. But I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, sorry, enough chit chat. This was a really fun episode. I'm excited for episode 10, of course, and what that's going to bring. And see what they're going to do with the 100 points, ultimately. So, yeah. But anyways, guys, with that being said, if you enjoyed this episode, go ahead and drop a like, subscribe to the channel, clicking down below. I'll go ahead and place my action playlist for JUJUTSU KAISEN over here. You should check out my most recent episode if you haven't already over here. As always, thank you all so much for watching and showing the support, and I will see you all in the next episode. Alright, guys. Bye!